All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game, Chaemiko versus Foggy. This game taking place here on Last Refuge 1.5. This game taken from the TP League qualifiers. Hopefully, you guys, however you may be watching, however you may be listening, hopefully you guys are enjoying these WarCraft 3 casts. Um, what, what's the YouTube saying now? Smash that like button. If you like the video, please consider liking it. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so as we get this game underway. I value your time as well as mine, so let's just go ahead and get to at least the 1 minute 50-second mark. Take a look at the heroes. It will be a Demon Hunter going up against a Mountain King. So Demon Hunter versus Mountain King here. Demon Hunter really able to shut down that Mountain King early with a bunch of mana burns. So well, that may not work out all that well. Hello, thank you for tuning in. All of you guys on Twitch makes it less lonely here in the morning as we're going to look at a Forest Troll Shadow Priest quickly getting Storm Bolted and getting finished off here before Rel Inner Fire can be applied to too many of these other units. All right, however, what did it actually get 2 Inner Fires off? It did. All right, so 2 Inner Fires off there. Immolation quickly picked up here. And now Foggy's going to go ahead and purposely surround himself with all 3 units while going after this Ogre Magi here. You can take a look at this damage over time. It comes out to be about, I believe, 10 seconds of damage now as one gets taken down. The other 2 are going to get finished off. Evasion now teched, picked up. There goes one. And there goes another. It doesn't drain nearly as well. Actually, I need to remember what the actual changes were. So it seemed like it was dealing a decent amount of damage as the units are now looking to back up. Protoss got clogged. Got clawed. All right, thank you. Anyways, Demon Hunter now coming back across. You're going to clear up these Murlocs pretty easily and quickly. That one Murloc Nightcrawler going to grab one more shot onto that Archer of Foggy as we're looking at Slippers of Agility for even more damage. All right, the Demon Hunter wasn't a fast-attacking, hard-hitting hero before. A couple of early item drops for Foggy, allowing him to deal a bit more damage. Circuit of Nobility, no, not even being dropped and picked back up here. Demon Hunter, well, Foggy apparently directing his attention somewhere else as a Wisp going to get a detonation there. Forest Troll Berserker now joining in on the battle. No mana on the Forest Troll Shadow Priest as the Ogre Magi now will get cleaned up. Mountain King should get to level 3 off of this creep camp, or yeah, level 3 there. And now with level 2 Stormbolt along with Bash should be able to clear up these creep camps fairly fast. Forest Troll Shadow Priest still out of mana. We're going to see an Arcane Tower, perhaps a Town Hall being placed down here in just a moment. Coming back around, Demon Hunter getting a boulder to the head, takes a little bit of damage. Going to pick up Scourge Bone Chimes. That will help it regenerate a little bit of hit points as the units are now on the move once more. Demon Hunter is slowed though, as the Footman now looking to retreat back. And with that slow on that Demon Hunter, that Footman will be able to fall back nicely and easily. Coming through, we are looking at tier 1 obviously by Chaemiko. No real chance to try and tech to tier 2 while expanding as well. No surprise here, Foggy is already well on his way to tier 2, so we may be looking at a Panda as that second hero to try and put pressure onto this Town Hall. Chaemiko was currently low on lumber. All of those peasants stopped working right there. They need to get back to work. Meanwhile, Mountain King is nearby, perhaps trying to land a Stormbolt. We see Mana Burn as that level 3 ability here. Mountain King is going to try and clear out this creep camp. It does not look like it, as it is maxed out on mana, as the Demon Hunter now racing off to the north. Staff of Teleportation, Scourge Bone Chimes, Arcane Tower, not yet done. Immolation and now getting added or turned on here as the Demon Hunter goes after that low hit point peasant. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? Yes, Stormbolt right there. Damage is getting racked up. There's a Mana Burn as the Footmen are purposely getting into harm's way. Oh, some beautiful, beautiful path blocking there as the Mountain King throws off another Stormbolt. Are we going to see enough damage? Mountain King trying to get another bash here. There's another Mana Burn and one last-ditch effort, but 2 Stormbolts, some beautiful pathing, enough to cause problems. Panda now looking to back up here. Mountain King nearby does have Boots of Speed, wants to land a big Stormbolt as the Mountain King looks to back away. Demon Hunter is pretty much already fully healed back up. However, four of those Moonwells are pretty much bone dry in order to do exactly that, as the Mountain King now turns back away, does have back up to 75 mana, could try to go for a Stormbolt, and does get the Stormbolt down there. All right, Ogre Warrior can get finished off. A little bit of additional damage getting racked up there as another bash follows up onto the unit. All right, both sides fighting their way through. Panda not going with Breath of Fire. Finally goes for the Breath of Fire there. Force Troll Shadow Priest gets shut down as the Mountain King, because of all those mana burns, unable to finish off that fleeing Demon Hunter. Panda coming back through again. He's going to try to land another Breath of Fire. No, it is not. Chaemiko is going to have that economic advantage here. Meanwhile, that Brewmaster's powerful window of opportunity is going to start closing if Foggy is not careful. Foggy going to go ahead and engage there. There's another Breath of Fire, not hitting too many of those footmen. Another mana burn goes down as that Mountain King is easily getting controlled by level 1 mana burn on that Demon Hunter. Tech to tier 2 already underway by Chaemiko. We are looking at an Arcane Vault. Clarity Potions, Healing Salves could both be used. Mountain King wants to get a large amount of mana going. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter with Immolation continuing to clear out these creep camps pretty effectively. Now going after this Forest Troll Trapper as well. Alright, Panda is going to be staying at level 1. Demon Hunter picking up Tome of Knowledge. No, Tome of Knowledge actually left behind here. Mountain King purposely backing away, doesn't want to end up falling behind, and Foggy going back to read that tome, able to pick it up without a problem. All right. Wisp is it gonna get finished off? Yes, it will. Denied by that Forest Troll. Berserker units are now trying to look to back away here. Meanwhile, Footmen seeing the main army of the Demon Hunter. A little bit of scouting going on here on both sides, as the Brewmaster will get to level 2. How is all of this going to go down? That is the question. We do see a Goblin Zeppelin in the air by Chaemiko, is he going to spot this, Night Elf army? He doesn't want to fly right by there. Oh, yes, he does. Going to go ahead and go straight after Stormbolt onto the Brewmaster. Footman now dropping out of the sky as well. There's a Drunken Haze. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire? No, we are not, as the Goblin Zeppelin quickly gets shot down. Archer also lost. There's another mana burn here, and a questionable play with, poor results coming by Chaemiko, as he loses the Goblin Zeppelin, gets mana burned onto that Mountain King, loses a little bit more, and now Dryads with that slow poison, applying that slow poison across to multiple units, attempting to pick off those units pick off those units as they retreat. The Zeppelin pretty much needed a lot more micro control there. Meanwhile, Mountain King, is he going to be able to perhaps pick up a Scroll of Regeneration, do something else, as we are looking at a Goblin Alchemist as that second hero. All right, Goblin Alchemist, trying to clear up these Dryads here. Mountain King shows up from behind. He's going to get mana burned again. Alchemist could turn things back around. Does he have Healing Spray? He does have Healing Spray. Mana burn could be coming down onto that Alchemist, as well as we're looking at, 100 mana already gone. Both sides still fighting their way through. This is not looking good for Chaemiko. Breath of Fire now going across here. Panda's only sitting at level 2 as the Goblin Zeppelin, with very precious and low hit point cargo, needs to back up. Footmen getting cleaned up by creeps as well, and even it feels like even the map is working against Chaemiko. All right, Healing Spray quickly being used to try and keep all of these footmen alive, and there's a bash going down. Scroll of the Beast going to get picked up by that by the Alchemist, as the Mountain King is maxed out on items. Level 4 on that Mountain King, going to go ahead and pick things back up again. We need to see some Arcane Sanctums, or going straight in the air. So no Arcane Sanctums, triple Griffin Aviaries in order to take it to the skies. Now we could be looking at mass Dragon Hawk Riders, as we don't see any sign of, with the introduction of Dryads, it would probably be a poor choice to try and go for mass Griffins. Does healing continue on the Zeppelin? Yes, it does. So if you're using a Scroll of Regeneration, and then go inside the Goblin Zeppelin, or using a Clarity Potion and going inside the Goblin Zeppelin, that effect over time does continue to work. Mountain King making its way down to the south side here, looking to, and a spot and clear up this expansion. This expansion has just been started. Stormbolt's finishing off one of those wisps already, as the Mountain King now going to use a Staff of Teleportation to head back. All right, one good Goblin Zeppelin play deserves another, as the, well, Goblin Zeppelin quickly getting cleaned up here. Mountain King may be forced to try and retreat. He has nowhere to go. Are we going to see a bash Scroll of Town Portal trying to retrain up all of that position there, and all of those units are going to teleport back off to the north. Scroll of Healing being used now as the Dryads are picking apart here. Guard towers continuing to, well, lob some of those attacks. More Dragonhawk Riders are joining in on the battle, can finish off some of those low hit point Dryads, as the Mountain King trying to hopefully get in a lucky bash or two. Demon Hunter has no way out of here. The Scroll of Town Portal now finally being used by the Brewmaster. Seems like it's a little bit late, as a couple of Dryads did end up falling as well. All right, time for a Scroll of Regeneration. Oh, well, death of a footman right there, blocking the path. Units are now trying to retrain up all of that, as the guard towers could have used a little bit more hit points, as there's a lot of peasants. Well, not even fully saturated just quite yet. All right, more footmen getting cleaned up here. Meanwhile, we are looking at, well, animal war training should be researched, still a bit low on gold, as Chaemiko getting up another Goblin Zeppelin again. Full saturation underway. We're going into a Blood Mage as that third and final hero to siphon mana, shutting down her, or quickly shutting down that Demon Hunter's mana game, will then allow the Mountain King and the and the Alchemist to continue their mana game as well. It looks like Alchemist may be able to get to level 3 here. Yeah, there's that level 3, level 2 healing spray could quickly be used. Blood Mage now out here onto the battlefield, dropping down some healing wards that may be just exactly what the doctor ordered. Healing wards to try and, well, keep all of these units alive, and while siphon mana back into that Alchemist again. There's that healing spray right there, healing up the Mountain King, the Goblin Alchemist, as the units are on the move. All right, down to the south side here, Demon Hunter with Orb of Venom will have a way to attack air. Meanwhile, Brewmaster, well, with Breath of Fire, he's going to be trying to target after those Dragonhawk Riders, especially if they do not have that Animal War training. All right, Ancient of War looking to back away there. Quite a bit of damage taken, going to turn things back around. Are we going to go for some engagement? There's a Scroll of the Beast, there's a Siphon Mana, Demon Hunter, Dryads quickly getting cleaned up here. Healing Ward in the back, quickly getting taken down, as the Dragonhawk Riders are trying to poke apart here. Dryads are going to be able to poke down 1 and 2 Dragonhawk Riders. There's a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire blowing over the Force-Shoal Berserker, as more Dragonhawk Riders are making their way through. Mountain King low on mana. Meanwhile, the Blood Mage still has plenty of mana, as the units are trying to retreat back the other way. No Stormbolt onto that Demon Hunter, as the Ancient of War suffering quite a bit of damage now. All right, Ancient of War trying to get back to those trees, but ends up getting taken down. Still no Animal War training, as we're running up on 2 bases. Meanwhile, Foggy is finally getting into low upkeep here, as we're still looking at, well, Chaemiko looking to clear things up over here at an easy green creep camp. All right, Demon Hunter just shy of level 5. Level 3 mana burn could be a very big potential game changer here, especially if he opened things up with that anti-magic potion to break that siphon mana, or perhaps to keep damage off against one of those Stormbolts. 625. I'm still surprised that Chaemiko hasn't really gone into, or hasn't opted to get that Animal War training yet. Gold mines, well, starting to run a bit low on gold here. This last expansion does need to get cleaned up, just as an opportunity to try and clear things up here, as another healing spray being used to keep that Alchemist alive as well. Healing War being placed down, and here we are into an engagement, a bit of a high end. There is a drunk or anti-magic potion both on the Demon Hunter and on that Panda. We see Breath of Fire going across the Dragonhawk Riders as they're trying to chase back the other way again. And, well, Orb of Venom racking up a little bit of damage. There's another mana burn coming across here, as the Alchemist looks to try and retreat back here. Breath of Fire finishing things off. Level 5 now on that Demon Hunter. No Staff or Sanctuary use to save that very important Goblin Shredder. All right, taking to the skies here. Demon Hunter. Oh, Panda is nowhere to be found. Here we are going into an engagement. There's a mana burn going across. I believe it hit, yes, a Dragonhawk Rider as the Mountain King goes to Stormbolt and finishes off a Troll Berserker instead. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, or well, just Drunken Haze, no Breath of Fire follow-up for that Brewmaster as the Blood Mage once again siphons mana away again. Burning or using that siphon mana, that Blood Mage runs out of mana right there, but the Demon Hunter now currently low on mana as well. Always going to go back to check Animal War Training. That extra bit of hit points is always so important, making it, well, that much stronger against Breath of Fire and other abilities. All right, Agility, Intelligence on that Brewmaster, trying to push back the other way. Stormbolt could be coming inbound. Dragonhawk Riders and a Griffin or two to deal with any bears if they do join in onto that battlefield. Meanwhile, Militia, well, going to try to stop that Wisp from setting up a Tree of Life and setting up that expansion. Both sides sitting at mid-70 supply armies, and it is now just going to come down to positioning in order to come away with the victory. 2-2 upgrades against 2-3. The Dryads winning out on that battle there as we're going to be going into an engagement. Ogre Magi actually getting in the way of that Overlord. Overlord trying to come around here. Are we going to see a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire across multiple units? Yes, we are. There's a Scroll of Healing, but it may be not enough as we're getting more healing spray coming down across. Healing Wards could also be placed down as well as Dragonhawk Riders, well, able to stay alive. Another Scroll of Healing being used up right there as Breath of Fire gives level 4 to that Panda. All right, continuing to try and heal up here. Alchemist currently low on mana. Healing Ward is being placed down, and I believe it was underside here, but it may have been abolished as well. Mountain King continuing to fire things back up. Another 138-point mana burn onto the Dragon, or from the Demon Hunter onto that Blood Mage. Shuts down any more Siphon mana play. Dryads going now after the Griffin. Griffin quickly, Staff of Sanctuary, it's saved back home. Dragonhawk Rider going to get cleaned up here as the Druid of the Claw could get in some big rejuvenations to heal back up. Foggy looking strong right now with his current army composition. Staff of Teleportation inbound as the Mountain King gets in a little bit more mana. Wants to get off a Stormbolt, is going to find anything there. There goes another Breath of Fire and whacking up more damage onto those Dragonhawk Riders. Foggy has a serious supply lead now, 67 compared to 53, as all of these Dragonhawk Riders are trying to clear things up. Mountain King gets up to level 5. Level 3 Stormbolt. Is he going to be able to, well, bolt his way through this army? That is the next major follow-up question as a big mana burn goes down onto the Mountain King. Demon Hunter lying in wait, ready with that surprise as we now see dual level 5 heroes for the Night Elf army. All right, Mountain King looking to back away here. Staff of Teleportation outbound down to 200 hit points and ends up surviving off to the north. All right, what is going to go down here? Trying to finish off a couple of these peasants, making sure that, well, he gets out of high upkeep. Every little bit of gold does matter here. He has more than enough gold, or more than enough lumber at 1,800 lumber right now, and he also, well, with still some, well, harvesters in the back across here. Meanwhile, Panda and Demon Hunter easily just clearing up the remainders of the creep camps here, perhaps trying to get a little bit more of an advantage. Goblin Zeppelin hired up by Chaemiko. Meanwhile, we're sitting on Chaemiko with 1,500 gold, but a very small army as the Dryads are starting to pick apart at these barracks. All right, trying to finally go into high upkeep, 59 over 78 here, trying to train up here. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter still does have Immolation, cleaning up all of these peasants once more as the guard towers are also getting cleaned up as well. Army now on the move. Druid of the Claw gets cleaned up nicely. 55 supply compared to 71. Army now on its move back down as the Tree of Life of Foggy here at that 4 o'clock position to set up a new expansion about to be completed. How's all of this going to go down here? Druid of the Claw, one Demon Hunter, Panda knocking on the door of the castle, attempting to take it down. Meanwhile, inbound Staff of Teleportation, Mountain King. Is he getting healed? Yes, he is, just ever so barely getting a little bit healed here. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? Yes, Stormbolt straight up onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter going to perhaps use a mana burn and then perhaps try and back away. There's that mana burn there as the Demon Hunter gets Staff of Preservation. All right, Staff of Teleportation outbound. And we're going to see a bash Are we going to see a Lucky Bash? No, we do not, as the Druid of the Claw ends up getting left behind there, but the Blood Mage still does not level up. Tree of Life entangling the gold mine down to the south side here. We are looking at transitioning into Ancients of Wind. So Foggy could try and go for Hippogriffs now, interestingly enough. Hippogriffs, if you try to go for Hippogriffs can poke apart all of those Dragonhawk Riders. However, the Dragonhawk Riders can just shackle them down. The shackle ability is a channeled ability, though, so perhaps that's what the Dryads want, just a stationary target that's easy to pick off. Foggy does not want to go into high upkeep here. Currently just training up a couple more Dryads to join in on the fight. Foggy knows at this point he does not need to engage heavily. Nope, going into Fairy Dragons, down to 81 supply. Come on, detonating a Wisp could actually just increase your overall gold harvesting here, as we're looking at more Wisps making their way back across here. All right, in comes this air army by Chaemiko. Another Wisp getting taken down. Blood Mage is at 3. Alchemist is at 4. And here we are. Here we go. Panda going to go ahead and get Drunken Haze. Breath of Fire across off multiple units. That little bit of damage over time does add up quite a bit. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter going to try to come back the other way. Healing Spray going to heal up all of these Dragonhawk Riders again. And still no Animal War training after all this time. Siphon Mana. Siphon mana, giving back a little bit more mana again. Blood Mage, now currently low on mana, needs to find a way to perhaps drain out some from that Demon Hunter, as the Goblin Zeppelin is quite a bit exposed. Chaemiko was able to get back to 76 supply compared to Foggy's 85. So Foggy has allowed his opponent to claw back into this game, at least in terms of supply, even though Foggy has the better long game potential with this entangled gold mine. As long as he's able to continue to have that economic advantage, he should be fine, as the main gold mine, or the main expansion of Chaemiko, has finally run out. It is currently 2 bases to 1. We're going to be going into an engagement, and here we are. Here we go. All right, Dryad's going to continue to poke apart here. Both sides fighting anti-magic potion onto the Panda and that Demon Hunter. Both sides poking across these units. The Fairy Dragons are phase shifting here. Scroll of Protection trying to be used. The Dryads are actually abolishing all of that right there, and well, stopping some of those auto attacks again. More Dryads trying to retreat back out. Both sides fighting their way through. There's another Drunken Haze Breath of Fire, as 67 supply compared to 76. Foggy seems to be doing okay as he goes into Metamorphosis, and with Metamorphosis should be able to shut down multiple units. Demon Hunter down to 194 hit points. Mountain King falls. Demon Hunter going to continue to clean things up there as the GG does get done. Foggy winning out that game, leading in every single category. You can take a look here. Does the Foggy unit score, hero score, and a resource score, doing a great job. Ended up losing, not mining as much gold as his opponent, as he did lose a bit more gold to upkeep. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.